Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Tonight, we start off with the weather. According to the latest Met Office alert, Tropical Storm Erin is expected to develop into a hurricane by late Thursday and could impact parts of the region. On its current forecast track, the center of Erin is likely to move near or just north of the northern Leeward Islands over the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean will join us later in this newscast with all the details. Meantime, Minister of State with responsibility for disaster risk management, the Honorable Leon Lundy, told reporters today that although there appears to be no immediate threat, all preparations are being made.
It isn't projected to come our way, but definitely we want to keep a close eye on it just in case it does some shift. But there's still outer bands that we're going to make sure that we prepare the Eastern Islands to make sure that they're watching and preparing for it.
State Minister also updating us on national evacuation plans, with each island receiving the necessary equipment and response plan.
We have evacuation plans. We send that out to all the island administrators, and they're putting them in place now. We just actually recently signed all of the consultative committees throughout all of the islands, and we're doing training. We just actually came from that region doing some training. We did training in Abaco and also in Cat Island and Exuma. So we're going around and we're doing the training that's necessary.
Bahamian law enforcement officers and other Bahamians in the custody of the state for alleged drug trafficking from Colombia through the Bahamas and into the United States have faced another agonizing delay. They were hoping to have their matter heard on Tuesday before New York Southern District Judge, the Honorable Gregory Woods, but that did not happen. Felicity Darville tells us why the delay is so tragic for those involved.
Royal Bahamas Police Force Chief Superintendent Elvis Nathaniel Curtis and former Royal Bahamas Defense Force Chief Petty Officer Darren Roker are among those in custody at a Brooklyn federal prison known as the Metropolitan Detention Center. It's a facility which houses individuals who are awaiting trial for pending federal charges. Now, U.S. prosecutors allege that the officers involved abused their position, providing sensitive information to drug traffickers. Now, since the indictment was unsealed in November last year, there have been a series of significant drug busts, especially in the southern Bahamas. They include nearly $9 million worth of drugs seized back in May and a $15 million cocaine bust last year, December, both in Acklands. Our Consul General in New York, the Honorable Leroy Major, confirmed to our news team that he has visited Curtis and Roker in MDC on a few occasions. He said they were receptive to his visits and appear to be well, but there is a concern for their mental health and the long delays experienced in their case. The CG further disclosed that there are other Bahamians in custody there, but they've not accepted official visits from the consulate as yet. Activists continue their public outcry against MDC Brooklyn, which has a documented history of abuse, neglect, and civil rights violations, including infrastructural issues and unsanitary conditions. Local reports say that federal judges have even condemned the MDC as barbaric and inhumane. Now, once fights break out in this Brooklyn facility, the jail goes on lockdown for 23 hours a day. And reports are that lockdowns in MDC Brooklyn have been going on for months. This affects the inmates' ability to communicate or even have visits with their loved ones. And Curtis and Roker have been detained there for several months. Others named in that indictment include former Police Sergeant Prince Albert Simonet, Ricardo Davis, William Simeon, Joshua McDonald Scavala, Devon Roll, and Dominic Delancey. Also named are Theodore Adderley, but that was a case of mistaken identity. He is now identified as Ulrich Jean-Baptiste, and pilot Donald Ferguson II. In addition to this U.S. indictment, he's facing trouble at home. He was arraigned in the Supreme Court in June before Justice Gilomena Archer-Mins for the murder of Godfrey Giovanni Roll in the parking lot of Jet Nassau Aviation on June 16, 2024. This is a case we will continue to follow. Felicity Darville for the Bahamas Tonight.
Thanks for the reporting, Felicity. 26-year-old Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine Yashua Cox was charged in a magistrate's court with 7 counts of cruelty to children, specifically boys 13 to 16 years old, who participated in the force's Rangers camp in Eleuthera in July. It is alleged that the camp instructor physically abused the Rangers, depriving them of sleep, and allegedly forced one 14-year-old boy to masturbate in front of fellow Rangers. The accused Marine was initially confined to the Coral Harbor base for 8 days in accordance with with the Defense Forces regulations, then released before being returned to detention. The findings of an internal inquiry by the Defense Force into the incident are expected to be completed this week. Cox was granted $15,000 bail and will be monitored by police. He returns to court on December 8th. Meanwhile, 3 men ages 19, 23, and 29 are in police custody tonight following a drug seizure in Inagua on Monday. Initial reports revealed officers executed a warrant on a Russell Street residence where they discovered a male suspect who initially evaded police at the Matthewtown dock along with 2 other men. A small quantity of suspected marijuana was discovered inside the residence. An investigation into this matter continues. While addressing the recent spate of homicides on record, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says he believes more must be done to encourage conflict resolution as unresolved matters often lead to serious crimes, including murder. The Prime Minister had this to say about suspects expected to be presented before the courts, despite what some are calling a slow response by law enforcement.
I understand why not. I know they are working on a couple of files now, and very shortly I think we'll see people before the courts.
The Prime Minister also making a clarion call to the community and churches to support conflict resolution among the youth, adding that arms of faith can reach further than any government.
If we are going to save our young men, we must stand together. Families, churches, communities, government, all working as one. And we can't allow politics to help to nurture the cycle of violence that we're seeing by inspiring hate amongst one another. Amen. The police cannot do it alone. The government cannot do it alone. But the church can reach places that laws cannot touch. The church can speak life into places where despair has taken root.
21 Haitian nationals were convicted of overstaying in Magistrates Court 8 today. The 12 men and 9 women were ordered to pay an estimated $13,000 in fines or face prison sentences ranging from 3 months to a year. All individuals were ordered to be handed over to the Department of Immigration for deportation upon payment of fines or completion of sentences. Still to come, Foxtail Day underway. You're watching the Bahamas tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month, this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Just what is it that you want to do? And we want to have a good time. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
Foxtail Day recognized across that eastern New Providence community today with representatives from the political divide celebrating unity, community, and progress. Lloyd Allen reports on the Prime Minister's participation in the country's oldest historical celebration.
Foxtail Day has been celebrated today with the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, making his visit to a number of churches across his community, sending a word of good hope and unity.
This day holds a deep meaning for us as Bahamians of African descent. As it was on this day, as I said over a century and a half ago, that our ancestors were freed from the chains of slavery.
Joined by his cabinet and parliamentary colleagues, the Prime Minister also detailing the significance of the first Foxtail Day back in 1870, when those in the community were among the last in the country to get confirmation on emancipation.
When freedom reached Foxtail, our people celebrated with a spirit so strong it could not be silenced.
Prime Minister Davis also reinforcing the meaning of freedom.
They knew freedom meant more than simply walking where you please. It meant lifting each other up. It meant making sure no one was left behind.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard, along with party representatives and supporters, also visiting those churches, including St. Paul's Baptist Church, Macedonia Baptist Church, and Mount Carey Union Baptist Church, all in the Fox Hill community.
Foxhillians, like other Bahamians, are not only interested in the emancipation of the past, which is crucial for our development, but also the emancipation of the future. But we're told if we are to enjoy a future of freedom, we must appreciate where we came from.
Fox Hill Day remains a time of reflection and pride for residents who have celebrated the milestone for more than 150 years. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thank you so much, Lloyd. And if you didn't know, Fox Hill residents look forward to celebrating this special milestone commemorated every second Tuesday in August. Daniel Dean has more on the 151st edition of Fox Hill Day.
Whether it's plaiting the maypole,
sitting on the corner, eating a sweet cab,
or it's indulgence in a down-home delectable Bahamian dish, you know you're at the Fox Hill Day Festival. Larry Wilmot is the deputy chairman of the Fox Hill Festival, and more significant, the nephew of Eric Wilmot Sr., the man responsible for merging Emancipation and Fox Hill Day celebrations in 1988. According to legend, Fox Hill Day is celebrated a week after Emancipation because news of Emancipation took 1 week to reach the village in eastern New Providence settled by African slaves.
I don't think we get the news late, but they say the reason why that's how come Fox Hill Day a week later from Emancipation Day. But I think that was a long time to come from Gambia or Adelaide to bring the news up here.
A sight to see, the greasy pole.
Just with everybody come to see. And sometimes just run until about 11:30 in the night. It's really interesting to see how the men stand up on each other's shoulder.
All that clamming to reach the top of the pole, where a cash prize of $1,500 awaits the first to get there. Big Daddy's Catering, seemingly a hot commodity, has been selling to Foxhillians at the festival for over 30 years. And as Vanria Culmer, a Fox Hill resident herself, tells it, the company will be a staple for as long as possible.
Come on down, celebrate with us in Fox Hill as we continue to celebrate Fox Hill Day.
This Camp Road resident has been a vendor for almost a decade, and knowing the perception some have formed about the community, said this.
They have their ups and downs, but when you see it come on to Fox Hill Day, everybody keep quiet, let Fox Hill Day go on for celebration for the children, for the young adults, for the older folks and the Grammys and the daddies who want to come out and enjoy Fox Hill Day. It has been good.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Always great to see our culture on full display. Thanks, Danielle. OWN Bahamas hosted a dynamic two-day artificial intelligence seminar at the University of the Bahamas this past weekend. The event was designed to equip local entrepreneurs, social media professionals, and civic-minded individuals with the tools to integrate artificial intelligence into their brands, businesses, and mindsets. Island Luck Care's digital and social media manager, Anise Monroe, highlighted that for Bahamian creatives and community leaders, understanding AI is no longer optional, it's essential.
OWN Bahamas fosters innovation, and we think that learning AI, learning its capabilities, is so important for the entrepreneurs, the professionals, especially when it comes to making their 9-to-5 job much easier, more effective, and more efficient, especially in their workflows. So AI is certainly not coming to take over. What it will do, though, is force you to learn its capabilities. Like I would have previously mentioned, AI is here to enhance what currently exists. And in those enhancements, you kind of need to figure out how to make yourself better in that role, in that current position that you're presently in.
When pressed on a common fear that AI might one day take over human roles, Monroe offered calming, reality-grounded reassurance, encouraging a proactive mindset towards AI. Rather than fearing obsolescence, people should see AI as a supportive tool to amplify human creativity and capability.
So this AI Masterclass is the catalyst to our OWN Talks 2025, which will be hosted September 12th at the Atlantis Ballroom. At the end of all of the presentations, we will also launch our grant program, which will be open to the end of the year for any entrepreneurs, new business ideas, or existing businesses. If you wish to receive funding, you will provide all the necessary documents. That's your business plan, your financials, etc. And your application can be considered to be one of the new grant recipients for the 2026 year.
Applications in. Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. Amajal?
And a collegiate baseball player doing his part to give back. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Welcome to Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. A local baseball player who crafted his skills on a diamond here at home and achieved considerable success at the collegiate level is now doing his part to help inspire the next generation. Our intern Swanson Gibson Jr. has more on that story.
Ferron Charlton is paying it forward with the launch of his inaugural baseball summer camp at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. Charlton, a recent graduate of Florida Memorial University, played several seasons on the baseball team, being recognized as an HBCU All-Star for his stellar play. The 21-year-old now looks to impart his knowledge on the next generation of Bahamian talent.
For me, I always had the coaches doing it for me when I was a kid. I've been the kid at the camp. I've been the instructor at the camp. So for me to host the camp, I feel like I've had every knowledge of being the kid, the instructor. So for me, it was always giving back what someone gave to me. And so to be able to give that to these group of kids here means everything.
The first 2 days of camp gave way to several young baseball players delving into the fundamentals of the sport. Campers Maserati Cartwright and Trey Campbell express how they feel towards the coaching.
A lot of things, hitting, fielding, and all those other things.
I feel to be lucky to be coached by somebody like that, which I can learn from him, do stuff like him, and help him to go. I want to go to big leagues too, and go to a high level, and maybe play some college ball.
Charlton emphasizes the importance of discipline in academics and athletics.
Day one was yesterday with registration. We went over the basically the fundamentals of base running, speed, and agility. When it comes to baseball, everything's about fundamentals and doing the easy things right. And the simple thing was of base running mechanics. So we did base running mechanics, and then we did a little bit of situational hitting yesterday. Yesterday was just the groundwork of getting the campers ready for day 2, day 3.
Charlton's baseball camp wraps up on Wednesday at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
The MLB, Jazz Chisholm Jr. doing his part to help the New York Yankees close their season strong amidst a playoff push in the American League. Chisholm going 1 for 3 with a solo shot in the bottom of the 8th off of Twins reliever Erasmo Martinez. It would be Jazz's 20th home run of the season, putting Jazz in some elite Yankees company. Chisholm becoming just the third second baseman in the Bronx Bombers history with 20 home runs and at least 15 stolen bases in a season. Joining Joe Gordon and Alfonso Soriano, the Yanks would get the 6-2 win and advance to 63-56 on the year. In tennis news, more from the Bahamas' Davis Cup team and their return home. Michael Major Jr. Nolly Nottage, Kofi Bowe, and Dante Ambrista left the 2025 Davis Cup America's Group 4 tournament on a high note, wrapping up the competition undefeated and gaining a promotion to the America's Group 3 for 2026. On hand to welcome them amongst their family and friends will be Sports Minister Yelmo Mario Bolag.
You've all made us proud, moving from Zone 4 to Zone 3. It tells me that the Federation has put a system in place for the development of tennis that will allow you all to continue taking us to higher heights and making us proud as a nation. So again, on behalf of the government, we say congratulations. You have just begun. There's a lot more work to do, and we want to let you know that we are going to be behind you 110% to support you financially and whatever you need to do to continue until you get to the top, which is Zone 1 and playing in the World Cup, Olympics, and whatever it may be.
Over in Paraguay, the Bahamas continuing to shatter records in the pool. Bahamas' mixed 4x1 free relay team of Marvin Johnson, Lamar Taylor, Zoe Williamson, and Elise Wood in that order swam another national record at the 2025 Junior Pan American Games in Asuncion, Paraguay. On Monday, the team came away with a 6th place finish in the final, touching the wall in 3:37.23. So far, the Bahamas has collected 2 national records in 2 relay finals at the Olympic Center. The men's 4x1 free team of Lamar Taylor, Manuel Gatson, Nigel Forbes, and Marvin Johnson clocking 3:24.86, erasing the previous time of 3:27.33. That's my look at your sports on this Tuesday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Well, it's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royston. We continue to track Tropical Storm Erin. It's some 1,600 miles now just to the east of the northern Leeward Islands, moving towards the west at some 22 miles per hour, and that track will continue for the next couple of days. But by Saturday, we could see a slight turn towards the north and west, and should that happen, that could keep it well to the east of the Bahamas, and we certainly hope that that takes place. Most of the computer models are suggesting that that turn will happen before it reaches the Bahamas. But nevertheless, when you look at the forecast cone, though, the southern portion of that cone brings the southeast Bahamas right into the mix, including the Turks and Caicos Islands. So we will have to continue to watch it very, very closely, just in case that turn to the northwest does not materialize. Ideal temperatures around the Fabry Islands, 86 degrees in Marshall, Barbacoa, Green Tool Key at 84. 84 also at Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, 86. Allenstown, Bimini, 87. 85 in Harbor Island and Roxanne, Eleuthera, Otterstown, Cat Island, 86 degrees. 87 in Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space, St. Andrews. Also Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 87 degrees. Then we pick up some 86 in San Salvador and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, another 86 there as well. Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island at 85, 84 degrees in Betsy Bay, May Iguana, Ackland's 84, Machitani, Nagua 86, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also reporting 86 degrees. And our satellite pictures showing a little pocket of showers just to the west of north and central Andros, and that is being advected towards the west, so there should be some clearing later on tonight with just 1 or 2 brief passing showers throughout the 700 islands. Our forecast tonight, a stray evening thunderstorm possible, otherwise partly cloudy, very warm conditions. Low temperature tonight, 81 degrees. And tomorrow, it's going to be mostly cloudy with occasional rain and a thunderstorm. The reason for that, we're going to have a little mid to upper level troughing moving across the area, and that will render some gray skies and the rains that we're anticipating, with a high temperature still getting up to 91 degrees. And the extended weather forecast looking like this. A bit grayish tomorrow, but the sun will come right back out on Thursday, and that will take us through the weekend. But we'll continue to have those little typical summer-type showers popping up, particularly during the afternoon hours, and those temperatures will reside in the low 90s for the next 7-day cycle. Royston.
Thank you as always, Basil. Well, that's going to do it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.
At Tonic Williams Darling Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.
If a ride through the canyon of good times, leisure, and thrills known as the Caribbean is what you're up for, you've come to the right place. Hello, everyone. I'm Tamara Williams, and welcome once again to Caribbean Passport TV. So you're craving another serving of the destinations, events, and activities that this region is famous for? As always, you can count on us to deliver on the travel theme